These past few months, I have stopped thinking of my life in terms of a man, stopped holding up in front of me some secret myth of union, and accepted head-on my capacity to live well on my own. When I go back to that entry and the others that surround it, I can pick up the flavor of a new beginning. I recall when I first realized that I might have inside me the capacity to reap a great deal on my own. So when the love interest subsided, I turned to memoirs for strength, just as if I were asking someone to show me how to fight loneliness and anxiety and fear and insecurity. Show me how to come to terms with my life. And last year, I find this entry. January 23rd. I have made my way clear of loneliness and guilt by simply being, by simply refusing to accede to self-pity. I have made my way clear to a certain plateau that has nothing to do with happiness or even peace, simply with a kind of mute taking stock and holding myself to the present moment. Rereading that, I recall the winter when I decided to live, regardless. It is worth examining the reasons why anyone keeps a diary. The most general reason probably has something to do with making the moments count, giving them some weight and substance, so that they do not slip by unattended. Often, when I have gone back to an entry, I have been very glad I wrote it down, knowing that otherwise I might have lost it. For example, a short one-liner I ran across the other day. October 11th. Death marks the end of living in the future. A note that reminds me of long talks with a very close friend whose husband committed suicide. When she tried to explain to me what was the hardest thing for her to face, she came to see that it was the absence of any future possibilities. With separation, divorce, or a long absence, there is still hope that the future will bring a reconciliation or a return. But death marks the end of living in the future. And this, for her, was almost unbearable. There are random notes that still intrigue me, giving as they do the impression of a moment or the playful exploration of a feeling or an idea. Notes like, September 9th. They're selling an old medieval house on Mason's Road, where the rooms go on endlessly, like a labyrinth. We went there on Saturday and bought 5 red chairs for the kitchen. September 16th. A lovely conversation with B. I was describing how the emptiness of the house, the absence of furniture and furnishings, is depressing me. He replied, "Oh, we'll find a dream for that too. I'll come over in my trench coat. We're somewhere in Russia, along the Black Sea in winter, with only our candles and a fire." Do you have a fireplace? Good. That's all we'll need. We'll turn the emptiness into a bleak Russian night for the soul. How's that, baby? December 12th. It is our disappointments that mold us the most. October 26th. B made a bright red swing for the kids, which he hung from a pine tree. November 17th. The difference between the white men I have known intimately and the black men I have known intimately. Their emotional accessibility. In white men, I think this is true of the women too. It is an immense struggle to make contact with their emotional center, to feel them out and touch some kind of base. With black men, while the behavior may be complex, contradictory, often inexplicable, the emotional core is extremely accessible, wonderfully readable, radiating an incredible warmth. I think of B, of H, of N, of G.